camp I've been going to for the last 3 weeks has been the Star Theater Intensive, and it's an acting and singing and performing class with amazing directors and professional work, which is really awesome.
We started off with 6 maybe not quite familiar with theater kids who'd been part of it before, didn't quite know what they were doing, a little bit tentative would be the word I'd use to describe how they started, and just the blossoming of how open they are with themselves and with each other and on stage has been wonderful to watch.
I wanted to sign up for the Star Intensive program because I really wanted to learn from professionals, because I felt like I could learn much more from them, because I felt like they kind of drill us down more, kind of go more into detail about things.
I love theater, and I was very called to it after my first Star session, and I wanted to keep going. I always thought about doing the Guthrie Theater program, but I was like, I don't want to drive all the way up there every day. I was ready for something more intense, and I really wanted to be exposed to what like the real theater business is like, and this has definitely given me a piece of that.
Carla would always push us to do better at how we're doing, and Ryan was directing perfect, and Jonathan was teaching us things that I didn't even know about in movement.
These 6 children, apart from being extraordinarily talented, are literally some of the kindest human beings that I have worked with. They are fine young people, and it has been an extraordinary pleasure to spend the last 3 weeks with them. And I know I speak for all of us when I say we are very proud of what they have achieved.
I will never forget what they did for us, and the things that they taught us.
This program is definitely the best that I've ever been in. I really like working with Ryan and Jonathan and Carla.
With this class, it was specifically for people who knew what they wanted and wanted this, which was amazing.
This kind of intensive work is something that they won't get elsewhere. And they certainly won't have a faculty that will love their children as much as we have.
Tonight's performance, I personally think we did amazing. I think that it all went really well. We've worked really hard over these past 3 weeks, and the growth individually and as a group together has been outstanding. And I feel individually like we've all improved so much, and I think we did really well today, and I can say for everyone, honestly, that we are very proud of ourselves and how far we've come.
The History Center is a wonderful place because we have adults and children, people of all ages that come out here to enjoy it. We are able to tell the story of Olmsted County and Minnesota, as well as national events and how they affected the people who lived here throughout the years. This is the D cabin. We are fortunate to have it on our grounds because it's an actual cabin that was here since the middle 1800s. And now people get to come in and learn about how did you cook? How did you live? How did you exist out here on the prairie inside this cabin?
Every 2 weeks, she would go and live with a different student's family. And so the teacher would sleep upstairs in the attic with you as well. So it's just one big room with your mattresses on it, and you have pumpkins and gourds and onions hanging, and then on the floor you have onions hanging from the ceilings.
This summer camp that's going on right now is teaching the students about what prairie life was about.
It's not a giant mosquito slapper like some people think it is. What you do is you take your rug and you hang it on the tree or on the fence or something like that, and you hit it like this to get all the dirt out.
They're also learning about what did people eat, not just the settlers themselves, but like the Native Americans who grew up and lived here prior to the settlers coming.
Some of the things we've done here today was churning butter. We listened to a story about Laura Ingalls Wilder.
Now, when a young man was coming to see a young lady, if the father liked him, he could put the candle up like this by moving this wooden knob. So once the candle burned down to here, the young man had to leave. If the father did not like the young man, he would twist it all the way down here so the young man won't have very much time before the candle burned down.
It's also about the day-to-day things like laundry.
We redid the room, washing clothes, hanging them up on the line. We beat out some rugs.
The grant money for Dancing for the Arts gave us the supplies that we needed to run these camps. So we're able to go out and buy all the supplies that were needed for that. My final purchase is going to be coming up here very soon, and I'm getting an apple press so that the students that come out here in the fall, they can learn about the apple press and how it was used and how that was a needed product in order to get by. They needed the vitamin C throughout the winter.
We love coming here to do the camps.
Oh yeah.
This place, I think one of the #1 things that it does for these kids is introduce them to new things, new types of art, new types of music. Today, here we are like doing printmaking.
I grew up with a printmaking father, so I've been silk screening and printing for a long time. I went to college for printmaking, and my dad had a print shop in St. Joe, which I've inherited. I do all kinds of letterpress posters and invites. I have a line of greeting cards. I've been doing workshops and teaching residencies and getting kids involved.
We've been old school printmaking, and here is one of my cards that I did.
We are using the roller on the board to make the posters, and the cards are used with like a stamper where you have to push it down onto the back where the words are and it'll appear.
My whole process is letterpress, that's what it's called. It's all the hand set type. I carve blocks. For the most part, I brought blocks that were already carved and lead and wood type that they got to set.
You put it in a big machine, like that one or that one back there, and then you put the stamp in and then you work, and then they put the ink on and then you roll it, and then it makes this.
A good friend of mine works for the Boys and Girls Club, and she posed the opportunity to me, and I was very interested. I went through the process to go about writing a proposal of what I wanted to do and how long it would take and what kind of funds it would take, and it got approved, and I was super excited. I want it to be more of an art experience than like an activity. We did it over 2 days, so we did one color of the cards and one color of the posters, and then the next day we would do the second color on both, so they were really anticipating having a finished product to go home with.
I like it because I don't get to do it in school or anywhere else.
They were definitely engaged, so this was kind of my first time with this age group, and they did great.
What I like about the art program is that it is so helpful, and everybody here in the art program is so nice.
This was my first experience at the Boys and Girls Club, and it's been great, and the help has been awesome, and the kids have been stoked, so I definitely want to do it again.
The grant that the Trust provided really opens the door for these kids to get involved in things they otherwise wouldn't.
Children's Dance Theater was formed in 1987. This is its 28th year. We are a nonprofit theatrical dance production company. We produce dance productions, one large production every year, and offer other dance performance opportunities to dancers from Southeast Minnesota and Western Wisconsin throughout the year, in addition to their studio experiences.
Children's Dance Theater has really been a great opportunity to come out of the studio and really jump into the world of productions, because that's what ballet is in any kind of theater.
This year we chose Hansel and Gretel, and we had done that show in the past, and we wanted to bring back a show that we had done before and give it new life and new energy, and it's a very recognizable story.
Hansel and Gretel go out into the woods and they get lost, and so they fall asleep and the angels go and protect them.
We're very grateful to get the grant from Dancing for the Arts that helps us. We spend all year fundraising. The grant money has enabled us to bring in school children who don't necessarily get exposed to this type of theatrical production, and it's aided in getting those children to the performances. We put on 2 productions specifically for those kids.
Performing for children is like my favorite thing in the world. Like the school shows are the best part. Just because I remember when I was that little and going to see shows and looking up to like those older dancers or people acting in the shows and just wanting to be them so much. So it's so cool to like have that feeling of giving that all back to them. The angels' costumes are beautiful. They're in all white, sparkles. I don't really know how else to describe it. I think it's just going to be easier to show you.